What's up, folks? It's the Sportsbook Killa, UFC 309. I'm gonna give y'all the full card predictions. All my picks that I'm gonna be betting on actually. But first, let me give you my report card from last week. My UFC Vegas 100 strong bets. I was 4-0 at 100%. Unfortunately, my strong prop bets for UFC Vegas 100, I was 0-4. Everybody got their fight over with in the first round, so I didn't hit my overs. So I was 0-4, 0% accuracy on that one. I only picked 4 fights, and I thought for sure they would at least make it to the second round, and none of them did. So my mistake on that one. My college football picks, I was 6-1 for my college football week 11 picks. That put me at 85% accurate. The only game I got wrong was Miami, Florida got upset by, I believe, Georgia Tech. Now let's get to the fight card. UFC 309. We start with the main event, which is the men's heavyweight division. Johnny Bones Jones versus Stipe Miocic. Stipe Miocic used to be heavyweight champ. John Jones, this will be his first title defense, his first heavyweight title defense. He's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu purple belt with phenomenal wrestling. He has great takedown defense, great takedowns, and a great ground game. He is a versatile striker. He has a lot of moves in that cage, a lot. However, he's roughly a 7-1 favorite over Stipe Miocic. I'm not too crazy about that, being as though John Jones is a new heavyweight and Stipe Miocic has been a heavyweight for quite some time and knocked out heavyweights. But Miocic is coming off a 3-year layoff. He has great boxing, great cardio. He is a hard puncher, and he has fought some of the best of them. He's beat some of the best of them. He's lost to some of the best of them. In this one, I'm going to give John Jones the edge because he does have more tools. If push comes to shove and he's getting outstruck, he can go to his wrestling. I don't think Stipe can wrestle on the level of a John Jones. I don't. But I am concerned about whether Stipe can defend the takedowns of John Jones, because if he does, we got a whole different fight. We got John Jones forced to stand with Stipe Miocic, and that could be a problem. I'm going to go with John Jones. He might not make my strong bets list, but I will go with John Jones on this one just because I feel like he has more tools, and I think if he can get it to the ground, he most definitely will be better on the ground than Stipe would be. So I'm going to go with John Jones to win, and I'm going to take the over 1.5 round prop, and I'll be taking the over 2.5 round prop. Next fight, we got the men's lightweight division. It's a rematch. Charles Oliveira versus Michael Chandler. Now, I'll tell you what. Charles Oliveira is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu 4th-degree black belt. He has a phenomenal ground game. He is a hard puncher and a very versatile striker. He got knees, kicks. He does a lot. Michael Chandler, he has great wrestling, great takedowns. He shoots a strong, powerful double leg, and he has a great ground game as well. And this man, Michael Chandler, has KO power. This guy lands in that first round, he can put you out. The only problem with Michael Chandler, he only has roughly about 7 minutes of cardio. So I'll be going with Charles Oliveira to win this rematch, even though I don't think it'll be easy by any stretch of the imagination. I think it'll be a tough fight, but I think Charles Oliveira will just outlast Michael Chandler. So I'm going to go with Oliveira to win this one, and I'm going to take the prop bet that the fight starts the second round. Next fight, we got the men's middleweight division. Bo Nickal versus Paul Craig. Bo Nickal's wrestling is phenomenal. He has great wrestling, great takedowns, great ground game, good cardio, and he's a hard puncher. Paul Craig, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. He has a phenomenal ground game, but his takedowns are very weak. But if you get him on his back and make a mistake, he has some very fast submissions. So that's something to be concerned about. But wrestling, strong wrestling, usually overpowers really good jiu-jitsu in MMA. So I'll be taking Bo Nickal to win, and I'll throw a little something on the over 1.5 round prop. I think Paul Craig can keep from getting submitted by Bo Nickal, and the fight should last a little while. So I'll go with the over 1.5 round prop and take Bo Nickal. Next fight, we got the women's flyweight division. Viviane Araujo versus Karina Silva. Viviane Araujo is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. She has really good boxing, but her ground game's rather weak. Karina Silva, she's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu purple belt. She has really good boxing. She's a fast, versatile striker. She has really good takedowns, and she has a good, solid ground game. I like Karina Silva. I always have since she's been in the UFC. I got to go with Karina Silva to win this, and I'll be taking over 1.5 round prop on this one. Next fight, Mauricio Ruffy. We got the men's lightweight division. Mauricio Ruffy versus James Llontop. Mauricio Ruffy is no joke. He trains over there with the Fighting Nerds. He has a 100% KO rating. He has serious KO power, strong left jab, good boxing. James Llontop, his takedowns are weak, but he is a hard, versatile striker. He has a good ground game if he gets to the ground, but his takedowns are terrible. And he has good cardio. Easy pick right here. I'm going with Mauricio Ruffy. He's at minus 750, which means you have to give up 7.5 to 1 odds to bet on him. So I may wait until the prop bets come out and take the minus 3.5 spread, because he could very well win this fight by knockout. And I'm going to take the under 2.5 round prop in this one. So Mauricio Ruffy to win, under 2.5 rounds. Next fight, we got the men's bantamweight division. Jonathan Martinez versus Marcus McGhee. Jonathan Martinez is a versatile striker. He has a good ground game. He has a strong chin. His takedowns are rather weak, but he does have great cardio. Marcus McGhee is a pressure fighter. He's a hard, versatile striker, really good wrestling, and he has good cardio. He stopped Gaston Bolaños recently, and Marcus McGhee is just good. I like the way this guy fights, and I feel perfectly fine putting my money on Marcus McGhee. I do, especially after Jonathan Martinez froze against Jose Aldo. I'm taking Marcus McGhee in this one. I'll be taking over 1.5 round prop and over 2.5 round prop, because this should be a really tough fight. It should be kind of back and forth. I think Marcus McGhee wins 2 rounds. Maybe Martinez squeaks out 1 round, and McGhee gets the decision. So it'll be Marcus McGhee to win over 1.5 and over 2.5 rounds. Next fight, we got the men's middleweight division. Chris Weidman versus Eryk Anders. Now, Chris Weidman is a pressure fighter, but he's coming. I mean, he had that broken leg. He ain't been right since then. But he's a pressure fighter. He's a hard puncher. He's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. Chris Weidman, man, he got a strong chin too, and I hate betting on Eryk Anders. I just don't, but Eryk Anders, he's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu brown belt. He's a versatile striker. He's a pressure fighter with good boxing and a good ground game. I got to lean Eryk Anders in this one because Chris Weidman's 40 years old, and he just hasn't looked really good lately. He's been able to hang with good fighters, but he hasn't been able to beat them. So I got to go with Eryk Anders, and I'm going to take the over 1.5 round prop and the over 2.5 round prop in that one. Next fight, we got the men's lightweight division. Jim Miller versus Damon Jackson, or Damon Jackson. Jim Miller's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. Really good boxing, strong leg kicks, strong chin, good cardio, good ground game. Damon Jackson, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu brown belt, great takedowns, great ground game, good wrestling, really good wrestling, and he's a hard, versatile striker. Jim Miller, 40 years old. Damon Jackson, 36 years old. I'm going to go with Damon Jackson. I am. I'm going with Damon Jackson. And I'm going to take the over 1.5 round prop in that one. But Jim Miller's tough, but I think Jackson's wrestling, he should be able to get takedowns. And if not, he is a really good striker, a powerful striker. He hits pretty hard. And Damon Jackson is really good on the ground. Really good. So I got to go with Jackson in this one. And I'll be taking over 1.5 round prop. Next fight, we got the men's heavyweight division. Marcin Tybura versus Jhonata Diniz. Marcin Tybura is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. He has horrible cardio, very weak takedowns, very weak boxing. He does have a strong chin, though. Jhonata Diniz is a Muay Thai black belt, 3-time kickboxing world champion. He has very weak takedown defense, though, and he has a horrible ground game. I mean, he's terrible on his back. He is a hard puncher, though, and if he lands, he can put the lights out. I looked at both of these guys fight. If Marcin Tybura can take this fight to the ground, he could definitely dominate Jhonata Diniz for sure. I'm going to go with Jhonata Diniz because I think Jhonata Diniz lands the KO punch on Marcin Tybura because his boxing is so poor. So I think Jhonata Diniz has a major advantage. I don't think he'll do it in the first round, though. I think he'll do it maybe in the second or third, because I think when Tybura is fresh with energy, he will probably get a takedown. And Diniz, when he gets taken down, he just lays on his back. It's horrible seeing this man on his back in an MMA cage. But I'm going to lean. I'm not going to put too much on him. Toss him in one parlay and see how he does. Jhonata Diniz, he is 8-0, so he's undefeated. He's 33 years old. Marcin Tybura is 38 years old. I'm going to go with the younger Brazilian and take Jhonata Diniz. That's what I'll do. I'll take him to win. I'm not going to touch the over-unders in that one. Next fight, we got the men's welterweight division. Gall versus Ramiz Brahimaj. Gall is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. He has a very strong chin, good boxing, good cardio. Ramiz, he has very weak takedowns, but he does have a good ground game once it gets there. He has good cardio. I can't bet on either one of them. I really can't. I guess if I had to, I kind of like Gall because his striking's good and he's going to be the taller fighter and he's going to have a few more inches of reach. So if I had to bet, I probably would take Gall, but I'm going to lay off this fight right here and I'm just going to take the over 1.5 round prop. So I'll do that. Over 1.5 rounds for me on this one. Good luck on your selection. The next fight, we got the men's welterweight division. Bassil Hafez versus Oban Elliot. Bassil Hafez, I like the way this guy fights. He is a hard puncher with really good takedowns, good ground game, good boxing, but his cardio's poor. Oban Elliot is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu purple belt, really good boxing, great takedown defense, fast hands, and really good boxing. I like the way this guy boxes. I do. Oban Elliot is on a 7-fight win streak right now. He just beat Preston Parsons. And he made a believer out of me when he beat Preston Parsons because he defended those takedowns, and he was just phenomenal. His grappling was really good in that fight, and I didn't see that one coming. So Oban Elliot is the pick here, even though I wouldn't go too heavy on him because Bassil Hafez, this guy can punch, and he lands his punches in fights. It's not like he's just a hard puncher that can't land. No, he hits guys that he's fighting, and if he lands right, he can end the fight. Bassil Hafez is nothing to play with in there. But I'm going to go with Oban Elliot. He's on a 7-fight win streak. He has the momentum. He's a really good boxer. And he has the good takedown defense. So I got to go with him. And I'll take the over 1.5 round prop and the over 2.5 round prop in that one. I think that one will be a long war. Next fight, we got the women's flyweight division. Veronica Hardy versus Eduarda Moura. Veronica Hardy, she's a hard puncher with great takedown defense, great boxing, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu brown belt. She's also a Taekwondo black belt. And I really like her cardio. She can do it all day. She can throw, in and out. She's good. Eduarda Moura, is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu purple belt. Very hard puncher with really good takedowns. She has a good ground game, but I'm not too crazy about her cardio. I'm not. But she's huge in there. She's really big in there. When she stands next to Veronica Hardy, you'll see what I'm talking about. She is pretty big to be a flyweight, very big, and she's 10-1. I don't really want to touch this fight because I wanted to bet on Veronica Hardy, and I think Veronica Hardy is the better fighter here. But I think Eduarda Moura is going to be so much bigger on fight night that even though Veronica Hardy will probably be the better fighter, it'll still be tough for her to defend all those takedowns and things of that nature. So I'm gonna lean Eduarda Moura and throw her in a parlay and see if she can pull it off. Right now she's at plus 124. So I'll take her and see what she does. I feel a little more comfortable betting on her in this fight than I do Veronica Hardy. Even though I think Veronica Hardy is definitely the better fighter. The better fighter doesn't always win when they're going up against a really big opponent. And I'm going to go with Moura and see if she can get this win. I'll also take the over 1.5 round prop and the over 2.5 round prop in this one. So that's pretty much the end of this fight card. Like I said, y'all, we've been doing pretty solid. I know for sure I've been doing pretty solid. I've been doing one UFC pick and then one over-under pick and then a quarterback passing prop or a college football game, and that makes up my 3-pick parlays. And I've been doing really solid all season long with that. I may do a few. I've hit on a few 5- and 6-leg parlays, but those are just something that I do just for fun and entertainment when it's some loose money to throw at something. You know, you can do that. But, well, I ain't going to tell you what to do, but I'm telling you what I do. I try to stay solid with 2 and 3 pick parlays. That way I got some solid action coming in, as opposed to trying to do 9 and 10 leg parlays and then keep missing by one. You know, try to stick to your 2 and 3 pick parlays, and then when you do those long parlays, do them, but you don't have to put as much money on them, because they're already going to give you good odds. So you don't have to go super heavy on them. I know everybody want to break the bank, but you're not going to break the sports book. Just come to that realization and win some money. Try that. Just try winning some money. And then if you want to take some of those long shot 8, 9 pick parlays, hey, knock yourself out. But make sure you got something consistent coming in first. Good luck this weekend, folks.